Oh dear. Yeah, if the boss knocks you out of your rhythm, it can be, you can have moments like that. That one. There we go. At least it's a pretty short run back to him, and there's no real risk of losing your souls. There's another thing too, though, so that's actually more merciful in Scholar than in the main game, because like I said, back to the Velstad fight, you've got a, I think a 7-pack of Sion Knights that guard the way, and every time you have to run back to Vendrick, you have to deal with those guys again. So a lot of people will actually take Agdane and extinct them, just before you, it's like your first time through, because Velstad is not an easy fight either, your first time through the game. Right. Do this again. The Estus first. There we go. Man. And part of my problem is that was the good old tactical tunnel vision, because I should be rolling right because the sword is in his right hand, so the angle at which he can hit you is going to be a little bit less on that side. So, and the goal isn't just invincibility frame through it, because the timing is so weird on these bosses. Your timing and hitboxes are kind of bad in Dark Souls 2. So yeah, if you can avoid attacks entirely, that's definitely the way to do it. So yeah, we'll just do that next time. That was one of the things that you really want to learn on Percy too. Is that, like, for example, for his for a lot of his attacks, you can just actually, you can roll through them, of course, or parry them, but often as not, you can just kind of casually walk to your right, and he'll miss you because he's right-handed. Okay, so we'll get up to here, and then once again use a. Did I ever go get the Ring of Binding? Because that might work instead, and then we'll just effigy up afterward. The only real reason I'm worried about my HP is just stay out of one-hit kill range. Yeah, let's just try a Ring of Binding instead of the... actually, I don't think we need the Bracing Knuckle Ring. I can always switch back to the other whip if I need to. Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like I got it. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Alright, take 5, I think, right? Whoops. Not that way. This way. Try to reflexively to power stance again. Yeah, that's what I'm used to him doing. The Looking Glass Knight, big jump attack. Ooh. I'm probably going to... Let's see if 1 is enough or if I need a double chug to get out of... make up for that. Old Whip's still doing pretty well. Yeah, definitely seems like rolling right is going to help out a lot. Oh, geez, yeah, I screwed that one up. Probably should have... I should have double chugged there. I think it got further ahead of me than I thought. Alright, so again, I'll kind of... Okay, that time I did not do quite as well. Yeah, that one did not do quite as well. He's got a bit more HP than usual. Well, I say than usual, I've only made it this far twice. I'm thinking, as soon as he does something nice and delayed, if I go ahead and heal up again, yeah. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. Well, Old Whip is doing great. Yeah, it really is just that, not so much that the durability is a problem, but that brittleness, factor. Okay. That's one reason why I like that attack, because it's a very ponderous follow-up swing, instead of where you can really mix up the timing on you sometimes. go. R.I.P. Vendrick. I think we can talk to his remains now, too, if we want to. But he'll basically just give us hints about the... Well, we might as well. Pretty sure he mostly just talks to us about the DLC, but... Ring of Giants. I need to remember that, too, on areas where the poise actually matters.
Seeker of fire.
You get even bigger in the past.
I am Vendrick. As flame rises, so does it fade.
Voice seems really quiet, doesn't it?
Do you intend to link? Then you must first take the throne. Prove your
Throne. Yeah, he tells us to do the DLC first. As far as I know, there isn't an alternate ending or anything by having the 3 crowns. It just makes you immune to hollowing. Which, you know, it's kind of cool that there is a way to actually beat the curse if you kind of put all of these, you know, the legends and the 3 crowns and all that stuff together. I mean, that is neat. But, you know, in practical terms, I don't think it actually does that much. Okay. So yeah, then with that one, we will head over to Shrine of Amana one last time to deal with that stupid Dragon Rider. And get Vendrick's remains, and then it's off to the three pack boss fight. You know, Throne Defender, Throne Guardians, Nashandra, and Aldia. I'm not looking forward to the Throne Guardians with the whip build. Yeah, I think yeah, that's a good plan. Let's just go ahead and take Vigor all the way. And then, like I said in that stream last time, let's actually use the Spotted Whip on him. Matter of fact, let's do Spotted Whip and Notched Whip. Okay, that should do pretty well. And as it turns out, he comes back, and I was not expecting that. And then, yeah, we'll do the Ram Ring too. Okay. Let's see, Shrine of Amana is here, and we want... Yeah, we never actually did the Shrine of the Living, but we don't need to, so... Okay. We don't actually need to use resins again this time. We can just... As a matter of fact, let's take the resin off. And to switch this to, yeah, lightning rods. And also, just to be even further on the safe side, let's jack up that magic resistance to get us there. My blade. So I want to say Sonya Blade. I think well, with these whips, I probably will need to actually power stance them to kill the priestesses. Because it was the old whip we were using last time, we just had that crazy high damage. Okay. Fortunately, that means I might have to take some extra care in dealing with the lizards, but hopefully not. Yeah, oh, that's kind of obnoxious. Alright. Yeah, well, that sucks. Okay, well, at least it'll basically be a one-time thing. To be very careful about dealing with this stuff. And then I say as I then proceed to get completely owned by all of these waves of homing soul arrows. Alright. Even with magic barrier, I'm just getting torn up here. Oh, because, well, part of it is I'm not using the spell quartz ring like I was last time. Aha. Through the pillar. Oh, so I can't go exactly through the... Well, I think through the pillar is safe, but through the base was getting me in trouble. Or some one-time thing. Have I watched this stream before? Oh, I think my computer doesn't like if I'm active for too long. Nice critical hit there. All right, and she should be the last one. All right, cool. Oh, the Dragon Rider isn't there. I thought sure I saw him that one time after I killed him, but huh. Well, I was all geared up for nothing. I just used the old whip then. Yeah, we do need to be human to use this one. I think I've shown that off in other streams, yeah. Effigy. There we go. Much better. You kind of get a good look at the pattern on the door. So this one we can finally get Vendrick's soul, which we can turn into either his fancy ruler sword or I think what Zeus called the waifu on a stick. This is what we end up beating Nashandra with in the Ashley run. But unfortunately we are stuck with whips this time around. Maybe we can be King Belmont the First. How does the crown look? You know what? Sure. Let's go with that. And how about the King's robe, too? King's armor actually has some poise on it. Yeah, why not? We'll stick with that. And it looks good. Sure. Yep. Looks good to me. And let's not Dark Sign and waste those souls. Not that it matters that much, since we're pretty much, we're almost done with the game, but... Okay, so we head back to Drangleic Castle, and yeah, the first bonfire. And I believe the gimmick is that I think I was using Nashandra's greatsword actually, but I believe I've heard that if you have the King of the Ring, then the statues won't come to life. Yes, because they think you're the king. Aha! It is so. Well, that suits me just fine. I don't feel like fighting that guy every time. And let's see, a Watcher and Defender. What to use on them? We're gonna want stamina. We're going to want. I think I'm going to go with Old Whip the first time. Well, no, they can be poisoned and bled both, so it'd be kind of a shame to waste that. So in that case, let's do poison build up, poison daggers at a distance, stronger life gems if I need to use them, and then yeah, magic barrier, sunlight blade. Okay.
My journey is already complete.
Yeah, we could say Emma's no longer in the hood.
The dragon gave me this name, for I was born with...
I guess I probably should be calling her Shanna instead of Emma, but is Emerald Herald a lot longer than she is Shanna-Lot.
would cosm fate herself, but they failed. I did not come out as intended. Fate.
A metaphor for Dark Souls 2's development.
And knowing your curse, if you proceed, knowing that you will take the throne and she covets the first flame, put Nashandra to rest.
Can do. Well, first we have to beat her guardians, but you know. Alright. The Watcher and Defender are, they... Obviously, Ornstein and Smough inspired a lot of bosses going forward in Dark Souls 2 and 3. And I've heard Bloodborne too, but, I haven't played that one. Dark Souls 3 has a lot of bosses that either have a clone or have a second enemy just in the matter of things. And of all of the group bosses in Dark Souls 2, this one feels the most like ONS. Snorlax and Pikachu, Biggie and Smalls, etc., etc. As you have a big, slower guy, then you have the fast one that will constantly keep you on your toes. And I'm going to go ahead and save Sunlight Blade for Nashandra herself. Let's go ahead and Power Stance. So I like focusing on the Watcher first. Watcher does not like being focused on first. My thought was to try to get some hits in as they approach, but that may be a pipe dream. You really want to watch the edge of the arena here too, because you can just walk right off. Generally when he's got the shield up. Ouch. That's a bad one. Ah, yeah. I'm thinking it might be better just to stick with the old whip and not to try to get the status effects in there, because you really have to pick your moments, and the power stancing whips leaves you open for so long. I think I'll give it 1 or 2 more tries with that, and then we'll just use old whip strats and switch for Nashandra because she's open for a lot longer. We can use. Then again, I think she's immune to bleed and poison herself anyway, so I'm pretty sure Aldia is, being a tree. Well, you should be able to poison a tree, you would think. Right. I guess the only problem too is that I guess this is a good thing we didn't end up infusing the old whip, because if we do need to use it, then I'd probably want to use the dark resin on it and not Sunlight Blade, because they both use lightning powers and are thus resistant to it. So if we had been using Sunlight Blade, we wouldn't get much extra damage out of it. You'd still get some, because it's a multiplier on the base damage, and the base damage on the old whip is very good. But if you can use something that doesn't get resisted as much, hey, so much the better. I think that also means I need to save Magic Barrier until they start phase 2. Okay. So we're going to let them approach, circle around, and... Ooh, ouch. Well, it's good to have enough poise to go ahead and take a hit from that and not get staggered by it. Maybe it'd be better to focus on the defender. Ouch. Saw that coming. Man. Oh, it's a tough fight as it is, and the slow recovery on whips is really harsh. Yeah, I'm just going to skip that and just go straight to the old whip. Durability it up, and keep the poison-throwing knives as a way to inflict, is to keep the poison up. So, we're going to want the stamina regen shield, because you run out of stamina really quickly too. And we'll take the old whip. Right. Poison throwing knives, good. Get that. I think... Oh yeah, we're going to want the durability ring. Hopefully these guys don't count as being too heavily armored. That is a faint hope, I'm sure, but... Alright, and... yeah, I'll keep the one application of poison should still be enough to really turn the tide. Then we'll use the dark resin. I think they're probably vulnerable to everything except lightning, but I imagine dark would probably work the best too. Okay. You know what? I might as well. No, I saved the Sunlight Blade for Nashandra. Just say, might as well use it anyway for some extra damage, and then a Dark Pine Resin, because the fight is probably going to be long enough to need to do that. Hey, back we go. Hopefully with extra stamina curatives, it won't be quite as... be able to make the run a little bit faster too. Again, considering it's already coming up on 3 hours, I may just end up summoning this first one and then banishing them for Nashandra. Because, yeah, I can do this one solo and have, quite a few times, but the whip is a horrible matchup for it. Because they still back away too far for the whip to hit them even with its reach, but you still have... Basically, you have all the disadvantages and none of the advantages for this fight. Resin it up. I do think starting with Defender is probably the right way do this one. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe... Okay. Oh, that was a critical hit, but still, that was a lot of damage. Okay. Put him... Kind of have to guess on when they're going to drop their shield, too. Ouch. Also, man, that hits really early in that animation. Okay. Part of the danger in focusing on one of them, of course, is that the other one can revive them. Ah, man. That was doing a lot better, though. Let's see, where do you buy... Right, but you buy dark pine resin from Falcon, who I can't actually deal with. So, maybe charcoal would be might be the backup plan instead. Okay. Get some HP back. I also think, too, in addition to using the resin, I'm going to need to keep up on the poison as well. And to throw the knives at them when they back away. Basically, try to keep the pressure up, as they're doing the same to me. That would help. Maybe I'll try poisoning the one I'm not physically attacking. Whoa, and try to see if I can get the damage on them that way. Because they don't have a ton of HP, so that might actually work. Is there anything I can drop to make room for the rat ring? Not really. I need pretty much all that stuff. I guess Ring of Blades could be the first to go, as long as I'm using resins, because I get a lot more damage from that than I do from... Because I'm pretty sure it only factors in your base attack rating. I don't think increases like the Ring of Blades actually help. Right. One more time. Yeah, Lorax said, yeah, nice of them to have the long walk of shame before getting back to the boss fight. It is pretty obnoxious. The problem with running is you take extra damage when you're running, and won't always get you out of danger. Ouch. That's a good hit. Seems like Watcher isn't as vulnerable to Dark as a Defender is. Okay, actually, it looks to be about the same. This is the most obnoxious thing when they start to switch off, and one of them blocks it, and one of them starts turtling. Okay. Yeah, not worth it. Well, that was a nice spike of damage from the counter hit, but. Who's going to go first? Who blinks? Yeah. Yeah, if they sync up like that, there's really not much you can do. Let me think. Old Whip is definitely the way to do it, because most of those hits I took were from when I was stuck in cooldown, and Power Stance is going to make that even worse, for no real big benefit. Poise helps a bit. I basically need to have like 36. I think you need to have 35 poise on a greatsword, and I think I've got that. No, close. So it must just be 30 then. Where's the rat? Okay. Now, part of the issue on that one was I forgot to be throwing the poison knives. But of course, part of the issue there is if you're going to bomb a run, then I'll have to go back and get those replaced, you know. Things are not going well for King Belmont. Okay, I'm going to do it this way. I will give myself 3 more tries, then to go ahead and summon Vengarl for it. And summoning anybody makes it kind of a gimme, because you can separate their attention, and yeah, the only real risks in the fight, because they don't do that much damage, is when they double team you, like what happened last time, or you get hit when you weren't expecting to, like when you're in cooldown or when you're trying to heal, stuff like that. And you having an ally helps mitigate both of those. But yeah, basically, and this is one of the most Dark Souls 2-y of the Dark Souls 2 fights. They mix up the timing, they kind of just keep you on your toes the entire time, and it's a obnoxious run back, so a lot of people aren't going to want to master it the way you have to do it the way that, you know, to do it right. I think, too, this is the one where you really want to have maximum agility. Yeah, see, that would have been fine with any other weapon, but the cooldown on whips is so long. Ah. Yeah. There's one. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. I think let's go ahead and also try using. Yeah, I might as well use that. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and bright bug for this one and see if that's enough to make up for the whip's deficiencies. That'd probably be preferable to summoning. Where are we at? There we go. I don't think I've ever actually used one of these in the main game, so it'd be kind of. I see how much of a difference it makes. I think Ben used one for Alana in the Sunken King DLC, because that was a pretty obnoxious fight too. Although Alana, once you kind of had a handle on her patterns, wasn't too much of a problem, because that one's knowledge. With Defender and Watcher or Execution, you know exactly what you have to do, but between the mix-ups and the timing and the RNG on, you know, whether they attack separately or together and everything, makes it much trickier. But yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you know, they don't do a ton of damage, so if you're using a lot of times you won't have too much of a problem with it. All right, and get my souls back and then bright bug. Oh, you know what? I'll save the bright bug for try number 3, because I probably want to come in with full health to mitigate that. Good grief. To mitigate the problems. Okay. Ah. Man. Stunlock is real. Probably, yeah, they're probably syncing up. Yep. Well, not so much, actually. Okay, I think I'm getting close to an edge. Nice. That time I knew they were pretty close together, so just let it fly and see if anybody gets hit. At that time, the phantom range on the Defender got me there and opened me up for the combo. I still did some decent damage even without the resin, though. hit combos, man. Let's try to get a moment to heal. Double chug on that, definitely. Okay. So Walker is getting into their phase 2. So probably need to... Ouch. I forgot about how much extra damage they do in phase 2. I take back what I said about damage not being the problem. I'm trying to run low on Estus too. I'm thinking with the kind of damage I'm doing, if I can drop one of them... Oh, I didn't mean to... Oh, darn it. Well, at least it didn't count against me. Oh, I'm still alive. That little sliver of health. Yeah, I meant to try to use the life gem there. Just running out of Estus. Yeah, the range is ridiculously long. Okay, so yep, this is definitely bright bug time. It's one of those things where also it's like I could get it in time. Like I'm doing better each time, but it's like we just don't have time. It's been 3 hours into the stream, and it's dinner time for the two of us and everything. And the other bosses are not nearly as hard as these two. So, so let's just use that. And I never did actually have an opening to use the poison like I was planning to. And part of the problem is in the back of my mind, I knew that you have to be really careful about that. How about we use the lightning ring too? You got to be really careful about that because the poison will tick back down if you can't keep applying it. Which is why you really want to use the poison mist or toxic mist on them if you have access to that, and we don't. Whereas you only do so much damage with the poison throwing knives, and it's hard to keep that going, and you'll inflict less buildup too if they're blocking when you hit them. You'll still do some. You can still definitely get poison and bleed to apply when they're blocking it, but it's a lot trickier. Okay. Let's head up, and I'm going to go ahead and just use Sunlight Blade anyway, and I'll probably just use an herb for Nishandra. Alright. Bright bug. I think it lasts for a fair bit of time, too, so... Oh, actually, that does a lot. Okay, I was expecting lightning to do that well on them. Oh, that's why the half again damage from the bright bug. That was dumb. Should not have stuck that out. Okay, he's getting ready. Dodge a couple hits, or one. Okay. That was kind of dumb. Two. Cool. Yeah, once you kind of get them... Oh, well, that is not what I wanted to have happen. Now we're running out of durability. Oh, right, running out of durability with whip too. Well, this could actually be really bad. Oh, darn it! Lost with the bright bug. Ouch. Yeah, I didn't. That backfired big time.